Hello! I'm coming at you live from my hotel room in Tallinn, Estonia. Couldn't resist hopping in and doing some live commentary um, of the first official race of the new series, Dual Code. So the point of Dual Code is it is two very short races back to back. Every week it always starts with a mass start individual time trial. So everybody's on TT bikes this time. Everybody's on TT bikes. There is no drafting. Today the riders are out on Innsbruck Ring. It's about 9 kilometers in length, so just one lap. Super short, so prologue style. And then swiftly after that, they're going to be heading over to Yorkshire to do 4 laps of the Duchy Estate, which is about 17 kilometers. So I wanted to hop in and just make sure it actually works because we had a few issues last week, which was our test event, and yeah, I think hopefully most of the issues have been resolved now for this week, but we shall see. So it's going to be very interesting just to see how this time trial goes down. It's good for everybody. Basically, everybody's going to be starting together, so it's not staggered like the staggering was kind of like a hangover from moving the event from the former Chase to the Underground. So everybody starts together, all cats all together, and of course there's no drafting. So actually it just becomes like psychological around holding on to people's wheels. You're not actually holding on to get the draft, you're actually just holding on to try and be as fast as the person in front of you. So it's going to be very interesting to see how it works, how if there are any clusters or if it really just breaks out into a single line. Typically that wouldn't be that interesting for a live stream, but that's why we're going to keep the courses short. So I'll always keep them under 10k, so proper prologue style, and just see how it goes before it heads into the crit. Although this week it's a crit, and next week it is going to be a hill climb of some sort. Course selection is going to be an interesting one with regards to making that happen, but you know that's part of the fun of picking the races, picking the courses every week. So let's check in the chat. Hey, thanks for tuning in. We've got Kin and Ian. I'm not alone. Thanks for joining. So, nearly going to set off. I'm just on my laptop, so I've got to kind of like switch between screens. So, let's have a look. Good luck to everybody who is racing. I need like a klaxon, so I go. So everybody's off except me. Look at all of these people on time trial bikes together. It's a bit of a strange sight, to be honest. Lots of gaps opening up already, which comes as zero surprise. So we've got a little bit of an overhead view from the helicopter. Lots of people, so it's a bit confusing because I'm so used to only the A's being in the coalition kit, but anybody can be in the coalition kit as long as they're in the coalition. There's a couple of riders I can see have broken off the front. Is Kirsten? Oh no, Kirsten! Stuck in the pen. Unsurprisingly, there's Andreas. It's unsurprisingly Alex Banville out the front again. Where's Aaron? Aaron and Alex had a good little ding dong in the test event. It was relatively close between them um, in that race. I mean, Alex put the hammer down at the end, so Aaron didn't manage to come back from that. But it does look like already there is nobody else in the A's who is going to challenge Alex. He's off the front and he's already opened up 4 seconds to the rest of the challengers. So there's going to be kind of the battle for the final 2 podium places. That's going to be coming from Andreas P. Marsden and I don't know who Salvete. It's not going to be pronounced that. I'm pronouncing it as though it's Italian, but he's French. Salvit. Well, Marsden's overtaken Salvit, so but I mean Z Geist. That sounds like a legit name, doesn't it? Like Zwift Ghost. I'm guessing Zwift Ghost is I don't know. I don't know what the deal with Zwift Ghost is. I don't think we're going to see Zwift Ghost in the official results because that is yeah. I guess they're on they're using Z Power or something. So forget that person. It's amazing, amazing we still get these people on Zwift. But there you go. Alex is still in the lead. Interestingly enough, Marsden here is only 1 second behind. Alex Banville's probably like wondering what the hell is going on. So he's just got to focus, not lose too much. Yes, exactly. It is. It is someone on Z Power. So no. Oh dear, it's coned. I want to watch the cone. Look at that cone of shame. Get out my event, mate. Not welcome. As I'd said like before, Zwift should just make categories or races which are just for Z Power riders, and then you can go and just have like your crazy wacky races like all together in one group. So anyway, so it's between these two, Alex and P. Marsden. Marsden now is just going to be thinking, right, I'm just going to sit on this guy's wheel. And just as long as I can put out the same amount of watts per kilo as him, I don't have to do anything more. They're still 4 seconds back to Andreas and Francesco. So they're going to probably be doing the same. They're in a little cluster. They can see the other 2 riders up front. And dual record here. I'm just going to put that down to like trolling. Oh, very funny. Yeah, a bit split up further back. We're going to run through. Seeing as I can't see the names, I'm guessing that's John. There we go. Yeah, I mean, he's right ahead of some of the A riders, so going to be interesting to see how he gets on in the zip power. There's a little cluster here of these 3 riders. There's even some A riders a lot further back. I mean, actually, look at this. So even though there is no drafting, it's super interesting that there's still this kind of grouping together. Again, as I think I've said before, it's more like a mental thing. Oh, right. Let's hop on over to the chat. If there isn't any. Alone. Thank you. I can see Matthias as well. So that is good to have some folks with me in the house. So appreciate it. I've got Ian, I've got KJ, I've got Matthias. all in the chat, keeping me company when I actually look. Not far because before we get to the leg snapper. Interestingly, everybody will be able to essentially pace it. Apart from the ones who have got other riders with them, they're going to be wanting to be riding at the same pace as the people around them. If you have just tuned in, wondering what the hell's happening, you are watching the dual code. And dual code happens every Saturday. The first race starts at 5 p.m. CET, 11 a.m. ET, and 8 a.m. PT, I believe, according to the internet. And yeah, what is this? This is a mass individual time trial. So all categories all start at the same time, and we're doing one lap of Innsbruck Ring, total of 9 kilometers. So I guess get rid of that. If you are anywhere in the chats, pop in and let me know what you think of this format. I know it's a little bit different to what maybe we're used to. So we're going to hop up to the front. Interesting that Marsden here is actually 10 seconds ahead of Banville. Now, I wonder if he like attacked in order to make a gap. That 10 seconds seems to have come out of nowhere, to be honest. So it's going to be Marsden, which is the first rider to come over this little climb. Banville here, heart rate's at 185. I think my maximum heart rate is like 191, and I very rarely get to that myself. Amazing to see that Andreas has got over the climb at the same time as Banville. My guess is that Alex took that climb pretty steady and is going to push it near the end. Fascinating little ding-dong here. Andreas is going to be looking at Banville going, oh, I've got you in my sights, mate. Alex, of course, was a former, he still is, but he was a coalition racer before being picked to join the first coalition beta squad. He's still a member of the coalition, of course, also captain one of our teams. Andreas is also a coalition captain. So it's going to be very interesting to see, like, is Banville, has he been planning to do like a bit of a negative split? No pressure no pressure. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, there is a bit of a gap opening up here. So, you know, we've only got like less than 3 kilometers left. Banny Boy's back up to 5.2. Well, Marsden's about 3 seconds cut. Whoa! Here's Francesco Mondelli. Bravissimo. Look at him. He's side by side now. But a really interesting little cluster there. Let's just hop back and see what happened. So there's been a bit of a split up with regards to riders coming over that climb. So where's Holly? Look at that cadence, 65. I can feel the pain. I can taste the Baileys and lactic acid mixing together. That's going to be feeling pretty unpleasant right about now. But come on, you've got less than 3 kilometers left to go. Oh, I think Holly, either she's got some technical problems or just hurting. Well, look at this little cluster though. Here's Matthias in the race with Mike. What's that kit? Oh, maybe you haven't got your team kit yet. It's the Fluo 2, I believe, which is the one we use in the coalition when you haven't got the team kit just yet. I thought you'd have it already. Anyway. This is Haysom Jr., I believe. What's CW? CW Cycling Weekly? No, surely not. All right, we're going to jump back to the front of the race. Marsden here is in the final kilometer now. It's just Swing around, no one is there, even close. So that gap went back out to 16 seconds. So it is Marsden who is going to be the one walking away with it. Again, his team is Hormy, which sounds a lot worse than I imagine he thought it would. So anyway, Team Hormy is the name of the game. I mean, Marsden's done it, and he is on he's not even on discs. Look at those. He's on his train wheels. But it's going to be Marsden who comes over the line. Congratulations. Oh, no. There we go. Bugger off, the rest of you. Let's just have a look, see. Yeah, it's clearly going to be Alex who comes in. Francesca, though, hunting him down. Andreas going to come in. I think he's around about fifth for Andreas. Hot back. Oh, Deepan is going to sneak it on the line. Oof, nice one. Again, there's some orange numbers being thrown down right here. It's some sprinting out the saddle on the TT bike. Nice. Oh, hey, I didn't want that to happen. Thank you. Oh, that's the worst thing about doing this. Storm still didn't start. Very sad to see. Hagendorf also got out of the saddle for a split second there. Matthias and Cordery side by side. Here is there going to be a sprint? What's going to happen? Whoa! Matthias, don't let it get taken away from you. Oh boy, what are you doing? Going to be a similar situation here. There's Curly on the tail of Holly. Holly is going to be digging in deep. Not going to let Curly come around. There's Simon. Simon's pushing. He was pushing the big watts. Come on. Come on, finish strong. Finish strong now. Give you a bit of kudos. I don't know if there's some connectivity issues there, but it's... Oh, DeMarco's going to pip him at the line as well. Seen a lot of pipping. More Pippin than Rodney Pippin. And Ian here. Kudos. Ian's going to come across the line here. And then last but not least, we're going to see What's Not War. Let's give some kudos to What's Not War. And let's see what's occurring. Should come over the line just as we get the we get pinged for the next event, which should start in about 15 minutes. And it's not appeared. All right, well, there we go. That's pretty much the end of the first race. 9 kilometers on the nose. And event number 2 starts in exactly 15 minutes. So I'm surprised to not get the alert for the event starting. But maybe it's just slow. I mean, I'm signed up. I don't know about you, but I'm signed up. Got this event. Yeah, let's go. We'll head on over to the next race. And shall we actually join the event? Thank you very much. All right, so the next event's going to start in 13 minutes. So everybody just did that. It's got a bit of time to recover, have a gel before the next race starts. So let's head on over to Zwift Power and just see what the results are saying. So I set it up on Zwift Power, so the results should actually show as time trial times. So let's just get the results going. For those wondering what Horme is, Horme stands for Horwich. Maybe you say Horwich. I don't actually know where. I'm knowing how the English language works. I presume it's Horwich. So I don't know where that is, but it stands for Horwich, RMI. Waiting for the results to be generated. It says the results are generated, but I don't believe it. All lies. All lies. I mean, if I look at the live results, then Marsden was the winner, finishing in a time of 12 minutes and 7 seconds. It suggests here that Alex actually came second, but he was 20 seconds behind, and Francesco Mondelli was only 1 second back. Very interesting. Only 1 second, but the difference in watts per kilo was average watts per kilo was 5 for Alex and 4.7 for Francesco. As with Philip Marsden, also is 3 watts per kilo higher. So the gap is 5.3, 5, 4.7, and the gap 20 seconds between Philip and Alex, and 1 second to Alex and then Francesco. So, you know, fascinating maths in that. I'm not going to give you any more insight into it. I presume, though, that actually if we looked at the normalized power, that's probably where the biggest difference is going to be. Yeah, so if we look at normalized power, then actually Alex and Francesco had the same normalized power at 345, but the normalized power for Phil Marsden was 404. And so that is indicating to me that he went all out on that kicker, the leg snapper. That kicker, the leg snapper. It's got the name. Rude of me, terribly rude. Let's just see if we've got the official results up yet. Yeah, so we have got the official results up. Yeah, so as I said before, in the A's anyway, your podium is Phil Marsden, Alex Banville, Francesco Mondelli, Andreas Lindebner. I wonder if it says Lindebner. Haven't asked him. Lindebner. It sounds, I can't say it without mumbling at the end. Lindebner. Anyway, I've been trying to learn Estonian over the last couple of days, so my pronunciation, I think, of other languages, including my own, has probably dropped considerably. Just talk about from the bees. It was Giuliano Lovisong. I think also raced last week, if I remember correctly. Jim Haysom. Jim Haysom actually came second, and Oliver Haysom, who I believe is his son, came third. Ooh. I'm pretty sure it was the other way around last week, so the dad is going to be happy with that one. I'm pretty sure. And then for the C's, it's Gary Gaudry in taking the gold, Mike Gloin in second, and then Holly Burgin. I can't believe you've got gin in your name. Doesn't surprise me. Anyway, should just be Holly Bailey's, to be honest. Holly Bailey's in third, and Nat, our ride leader extraordinaire, in fourth. I don't actually have any results for the D's right now. So those first results will be going into the Coalition Dual Code series leaderboard. So for every race, you're awarded points, and of course, you should be doing both races back to back. And so if you're just popping in to do one race, you know, the points, you're going to be nowhere in the leaderboard. So don't think you can just hop in and just do one little race and then you're all set, because you ain't. Ian just popped into the chat and says smoother events this week, although you can keep the hills. Listen, if you want to be anywhere in that leaderboard, you're going to have to come back for the hill climb. I'm pretty sure I should just do is it just Road to Sky? I'm forgetting these things. But not the full out, because it's still only supposed to last about, the race should last about 20 minutes, really. Maybe a little bit longer. KJ's saying, I ain't racing, just cheering on the mates. Why? I see a lot of people doing both. I'm just hearing excuses, but yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Alex is in there, a silver medalist. Well done, everyone, for race one. I mean, Alex was the first to succumb to the dual recording Z Power Rider. KJ saying she's dead from a 100-kilometer ride yesterday. 100 kilometers yesterday, so then 9 kilometers in an individual time trial should feel like a walk in the park. Yeah. So, you know, what? I can't think of an easier race. This is the easiest race. Surely this is the easiest race on Zwift. I might use that in the marketing. The easiest race on Zwift. Or I should do the shortest race on Zwift. So maybe I make the time trial like 5 kilometers. Saying that though, I have done who is it? There's there's one of these race organizers. I say organizers because they don't really organize it, but they do a sprint series and it's always just one lap of something. So you are literally racing one lap and it will be like 5 kilometers. So I think they probably actually have the shortest races. I don't know if they're still doing them, but like the sprint race series, yeah, they're stupidly short. Very good though if you want to do a race and get a route patch. So, you know, I like them for that. Otherwise, they're kind of strange events. Oh yeah, I've had that sensation before, KJ. Especially after Liège, Bastogne Liège. That was the one where I felt like I could feel the bike. It stayed with me for a long time. All right. Question is, do I live stream this entire race? Alex. Alex, I hope you've changed your bike and it just hasn't appeared. If I would ask everybody to please change your bikes before joining the pen because Zwift doesn't like it. So then I have to live stream people racing on the time trial bikes when they're not really. Alex, there's still time to quit and then come back. Yes, I even quit the event. Oh, okay, fair enough. What can I say? I can't say anything. You did it. I'll try again. Well, thanks. I mean, I should try and do it, but I'm too scared if I'm being honest. All right. Well, anyway, I'm currently in with the A's. It's going to be interesting to see. There's quite a phase here, so could be an interesting race. I actually really like this route. It's a normal race. Uh, all right, so we've got 1 minute and 36. Nice race. I feel like nice race, Mandeli. You know, if it was Francesco was Welsh, it would be Mondetti, which I think sounds better. Mondetti. Same bat time, same bat time, same bat channel. That's got to be a reference to baseball. Like bat time, I get, but bat channel, unless it's referring to Batman. But you'd be like, yeah, it's bat time. That one's here. I don't know anything about. What if it's Batman playing baseball? The thing is, Batman didn't have his own channel, so interesting. He just had a telephone. Yeah. No wonder he had dial-up. Can you get hold of Batman if he's on the internet? These important questions need to be answered. So we're back in with race number 2 of dual code. So there's definitely some riders in here who did not do the first race, so they're coming in fresh. The riders, of course, who raced previously, they're going to have some tired legs. So, but it's always the way with these dual races. You always get people who kind of don't do the first race, hop in for the second one, and absolutely smash you to pieces. But that is the nature of the beast. So, but here we are. This is the roll in to the course, and we've got a good chunk of riders in the A's, which is great to see. So we're only in the A's in this particular race. So now they're on the course proper, onto that first little climb. So it's an interesting little crit course, isn't it? Because it's quite hilly, to be honest. Um, but I really like it. I think this course doesn't get used enough. I'm being perfectly honest. Um, that's not the date today, is it? No. Very sad. My my wife bought me tickets to go see Russell Howard, and it's been delayed like so many times that it got delayed to the date when I was in Estonia. So I'm actually missing it, which is very sad. Um, so I think it got pushed back like for 2 years, and then I ended up missing it. So anyway, she feels very bad, so she's going to get me some tickets to another concert or something. I am sad to be missing Russell Howard. If you are watching Russell Howard in Berlin um, on Monday, apparently, then I'm very jealous. So here we are. We are in what is already quite cagey little affair. Um, I've actually been setting these events up with no power-ups. So it is purely just about. Um, don't tell me Ghost is in this race as well. Jesus. Um, yeah, I've been setting them up so there's no power-ups. So nothing is like random. It is actually just how good you are, which in my mind is a better way to do it. Some people like power-ups. I think they have their place, but I think if you're just doing a short race like this, then they're not really necessary, to be honest. You're kind of going hard enough as it is. So, but you can see here the group. It's not. Wow, look at the numbers. I mean, are they on a slight descent, -2? I think everybody's just going to be happy, especially if you've done race one. Then you're not going to be the one pushing it, really. Um, you're going to be the one kind of like going, no, we're going to sit in, and we're not going to do any of the work. You can do all of the work. And I don't blame them, to be honest. Especially you've got a lot of fresh riders coming in. So we can see, though, this Olsen here, um, it's a bit difficult to understand now. So if you've won a race in the Zwift Racing League, not if you've won at the Premier Division level, but if you've won at the community level, then you unlock a helmet. If you win at the Premiership Division level, you don't get anything. That's weirdly enough. But if you win at the community level, you get this helmet, which Olsen had on there. Interesting with that, just that little. It was very small, like, but that was enough to really split up the group. I did not expect that to happen right there. So there is a split. Are we going to lose some riders? I don't think. I'm pretty sure those riders are going to be able to come back, to be honest, but that was definitely a surprise. Oh, you can see Mars there. I think maybe Marsden doesn't want them to come back, so he's just pushed on a little bit. I mean, the rest of the group is just sat up, basically. So I think wanted to try and keep that gap there before they hit this steep section again, but the riders behind, get out of the way, Wall. The riders behind knew better, so they slingshot their way through from the back right onto the front. So again, it's only 4 laps. So, I think definitely on the last lap, there's going to be some watts being dropped on that section there. But we've lost one rider there. I think it was Hagendorf who just fell off the back, blowing a bit of a casket. And it's Banville again pushing off on the front, maybe sensing that there's a lull in the pack. Nobody's chasing though. Nobody is chasing. So very interesting here. I mean, that's a bold move. Um, I think that rider on the back, it'll be interesting to see if he actually manages to come back. Yeah, just about. So it's Ross. I don't think Ross was in the first race, actually. Ross is the only one who seems to be doing anything. I don't think this necessarily would be a serious attempt by Banville to go for a solo breakaway. I think he just wants to cause a bit of damage in the pack. And here, as some of the riders are trying to bridge over, that will be doing some damage out the back. There's going to be other riders who are not going to be liking what's happening. If there's people who have sore legs from race number one, then they're going to be absolutely furious. But they're like couldn't have an easy ride. Well, Banville has been sucked back into the group. I guess that's probably not a surprise when there's those little descents. He's going to sit on the back now. Is there anybody else who's going to want to pick up the pace? There's Ross again from Zsun. No, you can see it's very flat. So when the pack kind of flattens out like that, it kind of really means there's no one pushing in any sort of meaningful way. Everyone's pretty much doing the same watts. And again, that is not to say I'm not surprised or would do the same. If it was me, I'd totally be sat in. I would not be pushing it. But these riders are not me. I'm just saying. But yeah, who's the rider who's right on the back? In the coalition kit? Well, now he's coming to the front again. Hard to say. I'm going to hop on over to Discord. KJ says, I love this course. I mean, yeah, it's a good one. It's underutilized. I actually I actually did want to use it in Chase the Underground, but I didn't feel like it's actually long enough. I was worried that by the time like the A set off, they'd already be catching the D's, but one lap, D's would still be one lap ahead. So I was a bit worried that like it would be problematic, like too messy. So I'm really stoked to be able to use it. Mike from Coalition attacked a bit early in the C race. I missed it, I'm afraid. Yeah, one of the problems I have is that the studio, like the streamer kit made by Zwift, only works on PC, and of course I use a Mac. And at home I did have a PC, but actually my new gaming monitor, the mini, the Nook mini PC I had is not strong enough, so I actually have no option to use the streamer kit at the moment, unless I basically buy a PC just to do that, which hasn't been a priority in my life right about now. So, but possibly in the future I'll sort it out so I can cover all of the races a bit more easily. So, not quite at the halfway mark. Again, still a pretty cagey affair. And Mark's there, just getting a little bit distanced. Same as C64 ink. Well, C64 ink is out, I'm afraid. Nice zip kit though. That's nice. So the group has been whittled down to 15 riders. Again, it's Banville who's pushing at the front, trying to stretch it out before they get onto this little descent. It's going to be really interesting to see if Marks can just about cling on. I've been in this position. It's horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Heart rate's at 180 BPMs. I think it's not going to be doable. But we'll have to see. Keep pushing, keep pushing. But I think this group back is just going to speed away, and it's not going to be possible to come back now for Marksy. Anyway, thanks for joining, Marksy. Oh, listen here. How many riders are we down to? I guess I'm no mathematician, but I think it's 14 riders, and we're over the halfway mark now. Damn, maybe I have to make this race even shorter because we're seeing some cagey riding. But sometimes if you're on this course, you're looking at doing like 5, 6, maybe more laps, up to 30K. And this one's only 17, so that's pretty short. At least I would say so. But let's see, we could possibly lose some more riders next time we go up the little ascent. Oh, 63 ink says internet drop. Dude, was it an internet drop or was it just the legs? The best thing to do is always say it's the internet drop when you're already suffering, so that when you do fall off the wagon, you've got your excuse teed up. I'm just, uh, I'm just messing with you. But yeah, it's still pretty, cagey. But I think everybody knows that when they get back on the climb, it's going to be kicking off. So here we go. We're going to turn this corner, and then it's going to be pop, 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 pop. Caps are going to be flying. Well, it's Andreas who's first out of the saddle. Hops up to the front. Lachlan is straight up there on Alex's wheel. Everybody's just looking to Banville basically at the moment. But nobody's really going to make a move. But I think it'd be interesting to see what Hughes does. Hughes maybe is a bit of the dark horse in this. He didn't do the first race. He is rocking a Wahoo Lacole kit. Now, I know Wahoo Lacole has millions of riders, so they're not all like, top end racers. So it's hard to know, but he could be. He could be a dark horse. But again, everybody's side by side, shoulder to shoulder. Not much to report about. What cadence is Ross doing? 130 RPM. 130 RPM. Surely the only way to do that is to be on. I don't know what your setup is, but I'd be like, oh, you could do that if your power meter is like using a pedal or a crank-based power meter and you're on rollers, then it's probably pretty easy to get that cadence. It's pretty hard to do that cadence, I think, on a trainer which is providing resistance. But there we go. Each to their own. Each to their own. Nothing happened again. So I'm just going to check on the chat, see what's happening. Nothing is the short answer. Nothing is happening in the chat either, just like this race. It is very quiet. Very quiet. So, but yeah, if you are just tuning in, which you're probably not, the second race is a crit. It's 4 laps of the Duchy Estate, 17 kilometers in total. So we've got 5.5 left to go. And this is the Joule code, which we run every Saturday at 5 p.m. CET, 11 a.m. ET, and 8 a.m. PT. And yeah, And then there's two races back to back, one at the 5 p.m. slot, one at 5:30. Again, I reckon this guy's username must be Ghost because he keeps getting coned in races. And it is Mondechli who is out the front. Olsen's hopped ahead. A little bit of a gap opening up there. Let's give Mondechli a kudos. Still, everyone pretty much together here. Did expect a few riders to possibly get popped off the back, but not happening. Oh, whoa, it's Ross who's off the back, which was a bit of a surprise, considering the cadence bomb which had been dropped only moments before. I mean, the gap is. I mean, it's if you sprint, you can make it back. I mean, at the front group, it's funny that the group is really not crushing this hill as much as they are the other one. So let's hop on to Lochen. Yeah, it's a little bit fractured, coming in from the helicopter. That's nice, a transformer. How do you make a helicopter sound? No? All right. Needs more work. Needs more work. If you're really good at making helicopter sounds, get in the chat. Type in how you would make a helicopter sound. Yeah, we have all of the important conversation topics covered here on the dual code. But it is still a little bit strung out, which is interesting. Oh. Is that ghost guy actually still in this event? Why is he appearing in this event? And ghosts have to die. But it looks like everybody is in the group still. So it's all going to come down to that last. Pretty much. Pretty much. Where is this ghost? No, no wonder the ghost is the ghost is apparently on a smart trader. Yeah, seems believable. Alex giving a pep talk to everybody else in this group. There's a couple of guys who kept their TT helmets on, which I like. You know, if it was oh, who's that? It's Andreas who's pipping off the front again. Tactical, very tactical by Andreas. I mean, he's probably a little bit worried around some of this firepower. And that's why he kind of attacked to make sure he didn't get dropped there. That's what I'm anticipating. We've got a kilometre and a half to go. Surely it's going to kick off on this final ascent up whatever this climb's called. People, pretty sure people know what this climb's called. People who are more prepared than I am. Well, it is Andreas who's going first again. Not putting out the big whops though. No orange numbers from him. The likes of Alanville sat in. Nowhere to be seen at this moment. Knowing, but maybe they have one of the better chances. Olsen there, also looking fine. So Olsen's the one with the helmet. The irony is that we've Canyon Esports won the Premier Division 3 times. None of the riders have got any kind of like winner's prize in Zwift. However, I did in the whatever season it was. I'm going to save that story. It's not that interesting. We've got 600 meters to go. Super KG affair. It is Olsen going first. Olsen's your man. And it's going to be Olsen coming across the line first. Teddy Hughes in second. And then it's the other riders. To be specific. Wow, very nice. Nice race. Well done. Okay. Let's head on over to the Zwift Power. Let's just have a look. What's cracking off in the chat? Where did the 19 riders in B come from? Only 7 in race 1. Yeah, Matthias, welcome to reality, mate. Yeah, that's always what it's like in these types of events. And you've just got to think of it like it's more people to draft off of. That's how you have to think about it. Right, I'm going to head back and get up to see about the results from race number 2. Okay. Naja. Race number 2. Here we go. I'll get the results generated up. And if I look over on the live results, then we have Klim Olsen. And it's Tom Hughes, not Teddy Hughes. Olsen apparently only getting it by 0.46 of a second. And Craig, who's in DND Vipers Alpha, was only 0.82. So pretty close there, actually. All within a second. Podium all within a second of one another. Bill Marsden, though, came in 4th from the Hormy team. And that, I suspect, is definitely enough to put him on top of the leaderboard of the dual code series. So, but we'll have to see. We're still waiting for the results to come in. Let's recalculate. So it is. So that's what I'm gonna. That is what I'm gonna share. C races on the last lap, very close. Yeah, we will bring that to you in a future edition. Oh no, it's going to get crazy. Whoa. Okay, so here we're just going to look at the results. Here are the results basically in the Coalition dual code leaderboard. So as you can see, and I have to figure out a way to basically reduce results for people who only do the second race. I might actually see about taking the points away. To be honest, I have to figure out how I've not done that before, and it seems pretty arduous. I mean, it would just be like an if statement, which would make life super easy. To just have, if you could write in some sort of like if statement, and then just remove the points if they hadn't done the first race. But I'm pretty sure that's not possible, so I'll have to figure out a way. If you are a master of Zwift Power, then please do get in touch. I would love to be your friend. But we have Phil Marsden from the Hormy team. He is, as predicted, picking up the most points this week, and he is now top of the leaderboard. And Dan Panel from the Coalition is actually in second, but he is tied in points with Alex Banville from the Canyon Beater Squad, who is also on 32 points. I would say they're sharing it. I would say Andreas Lindemner is actually third with 29 points, which is very good, very consistent for Andreas because he didn't feature on the podium in either race, but he did well enough in both of them to claim the third step on the podium after week number 1. So very good work to you, sir. And we'll just hop over and see if we can actually get the final results from number 2. Well, I have the results, at least for the A's and the B's. Yeah, it was Trillium Olsen in first position, Tom Hughes in second, and Clegg in third. And in the B's, it was Giuliano Loverson again. Didn't he win? He won the first race, I thought. So I suspect he's probably leading for the B's in the league as well. Then there is I presume that is Stefan Mathieu, and then Chris E is the third place rider there. And double check, see if we have any results for the C's just yet. No, still waiting for those. So I head over onto the B's. So okay, we haven't got the full results yet for the B's. They must have finished not long after I generated the results. So, but it is going to be Giuliano who is going to be your leader for the B's because he won both races by the looks of things. Yeah. So that is it. All racing done and dusted within the hour. And here is me in my wee little hotel room. But that's it. Thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Thanks for everyone who hopped into the chat. It was great to see. And maybe I'll be back to live stream next week. I'll have to see. I'll still be in Estonia, so I might not have the chance to. But it looks like everything pretty much went well, which I'm pleased with. But I will try and be back next week because I want to see how the relatively brutal hill climb I've planned pans out, and see if everyone is so keen to turn up to it as they were this week. So yeah, Matthias, my pleasure. I'm going to go find myself some dinner now, seeing as I'm an hour ahead of everybody else in Central Europe. So, um, yeah, have a good one. Thanks a lot for joining. And this was the Dual Code. Awkward moment whilst I find the graphics.